I got my co-host Kyle. Say what's up. Let's get this shit going, baby.
It's been a minute, bro.
Facts.
I mean, we were here for the draft, but it's been we've been taking a little hiatus.
Yeah, dude, it's been tough out here. I mean, not a whole lot to do with content, work schedules, all of that type of shit. You know what I mean? It's the dog days.
It's getting to the. It's not really the dog days. Wait till we get to the summer, bro.
Yeah,
you
bro,
want to talk
like
about dog days?
Late July. Blah.
We're gonna be talking about like David Carr what ifs. 60 players taken ahead of Isaiah Thomas in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
That's the dog days.
The Jordan LeBron debate again.
The yearly Jordan LeBron debate. Oh my God. What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's going on, ladies?
Hey, we got a nice show for you guys tonight. Drop a like, subscribe. I know we kind of not been tapped in, but tap in. Because once we tap in, we're not tapping out.
Facts.
We got some football to talk about. We got some basketball to talk about. So, yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Last week was the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
All 32 teams addressed, to the best of their ability, the remaining needs of their team. And we're going to go through all 32, break it down, and give our thoughts. Obviously, we're going to touch a little bit more on our teams, but, we'll just go through all 32, give a brief synopsis and what our thoughts are, and kind of project, because that's kind of where we're at now. The draft's over, and now we're really going to get into the dog days of football.
Yeah, everything up until camp is pretty much just dead. I mean, we might get occasional trades. We might get some back-end free agents post-draft. I mean, yep. Zeke just signed. Who else? Who else signed? Someone else? Oh, what's his face? Linebacker signed with the Bills today.
Nicholas Morrow.
No, not Nicholas Morrow. It was my point exactly. There's some free agents, some impactful guys available yet. So we'll touch on that as it comes. But we're in the heart of the NBA playoffs too, which is great. Still round one, couple teams advanced to round two. We're going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the show. Yeah, Make sure you stick around because the Linsanity run that Anthony Edwards is on is fucking awesome.
It's crazy.
We finally got a young guy doing some shit in the league, which is great.
22-year-old. How about the Sixers hanging on by nothing?
Yeah.
Hanging on by nothing, bro.
Embiid dropping a 50-piece on one leg and one eye.
Yep.
Yeah, dude,
it's just him and Maxey, bro.
Yeah.
It's just 2-on-5.
Yeah. Tobias Harris, dead.
Batum, Linsanity run, dead.
Yeah. B-ball Paul, not a playoff player yet.
Well, he shouldn't have came out and said, oh, yeah, we wanted New York because that was the easy matchup.
Yeah.
That's why.
Facts. Bulletin board material.
Yeah. We'll touch on that later.
We will.
Let's talk pigskin.
Yep. So, before we get into the grades, I'm going to give you what I'm grading them off of because we might have a little bit of different criteria. I'm heavily weighing the top 3 to 4 rounds more than I am 5 to 7, unless I see a steal I really like. I mean, at the end of the day, not many 5 to 7 round picks are going to make a huge impact, if at most, on special teams.
If any make the team.
If any make the team, I'm looking at where needs filled, and then the value of the pick, where you got players. Did you trade back? Did you have to trade up? Things like that? I'm really factoring in. Worried about because we're not basing these picks off of what they can do in the NFL. We're basing them off of what they did in college. There's no NFL film on rookies. I'm sorry. There's just not, in case you didn't know that. They're all watching their college game. So I'm not really weighing too much of what we could see in the future other than if we know a prospect is going to be good in the NFL, which is very rare. So,
right.
But that's sort of my criteria. I'm wondering what you think.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Just because, me personally, and you probably can attest as well, I'm not digging down into the 4, 5, 6, 7s, unless of course it's my team. Then I'm going to, because it really matters to me. I couldn't give a shit less what the Arizona Cardinals did in round 6.
Yeah.
Or what the Carolina Panthers did in round 7. I don't care.
Yeah.
1 through 3, maybe 4 if it's a steal, like you said.
Yeah.
And really, if it fills needs and, if they can make an impact, what that looks like in terms of where they lie on the depth chart.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, I agree. And, like, the thing with the later end of the draft, like 5 through 7, maybe 4 through 7, is like, that's everybody. Not many people are studying the top 400 prospects. You know what I mean?
Except for Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah, Mel Kiper, them boys, they're taking a peek at the deep end. But no, like I'm not gonna weigh. If I had never heard of a guy, I don't really care. But if I see a guy that was like projected 3rd and he drops to 6 and shit like that, like that stuff I'm interested in. For example, Brendan Rice went late in the 6th round. That's a drop. Like those are things that actually heavy weigh for me because it's like, wow, you got such good value for super cheap in the late round. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. I say we get into it right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So, starting off with the Cardinals, some of their needs, just to touch on it real quick, edge, interior, D-line, like the whole D-line, mostly defense has been the biggest issue. J.J. Watt retiring, Zach Allen leaving a free agency, who's been a nice piece for them. So, I think they actually had a solid draft. To me, like a lot of these grades you'll see here, I briefly scrolled through them. They're a little weighted to me. Like I don't really see anything below a C.
Right.
To me, this is a standard B. I mean, Marvin Harrison, you get the best wide receiver at 4. You didn't have to move. Darius Robinson, I actually really like at 27. He's a guy that can do it all. He's played nose. He's played, 5 wide edge. Like he's played a lot on the D line, so that's a nice versatile piece. Trey Benson coming in at 66, top of the 3rd. That's a really good pick. And I really like Christian Jones out of Texas, super late in the draft. I mean, I don't know how much of an impact he's going to play early on in his career, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. He gets a starting role. But I didn't think it was that bad of a draft. I gave it a 5. I mean, a 5. I gave it a B. Solid
5
B.
out of 10.
Yeah, 5. No, I gave it a solid B.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp with you, and also them grabbing Max Melton at 43.
Yep.
When that run of DB started, could they have gotten another guy? Maybe, but Max Melton, pretty solid, and obviously Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
that's also a need for them because they lost Hollywood Brown.
Yeah,
they needed to replace him, and now they get a certified one in Marvin Harrison Jr., who has not signed his NFLPA agreement yet.
Nah.
But we'll see. I give it a B.
It's solid.
I also like Tip Riemann.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
He's
You get him in the
solid.
4th. Was that the 4th round? Late 3rd?
Mid-late 3rd. Yeah, pretty all right.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that because because of how the Jets picks worked out, I actually did get pretty far into this draft class, especially at our needs and tight end. I liked a lot more tight ends than him. For example, Jared Wiley, who went late in the 4th to the Chiefs. I liked him over Tip. But, hey, you get a position of need at a spot. Like, they had a lot of picks, so they could go pretty much any direction they wanted to. So, I'm not going to knock them on bad picks when they made so many. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a solid B.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Let us know in the comments what you grade some of these draft classes. Let us know how your team did, what you wish you would have done. Let us know whether you're watching live or you're watching later on. And leave it a like. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
tell you guys when we get to my team, but
Yeah, facts.
Atlanta Falcons.
This
I think their draft class is going to be tainted just because of Michael Penix Jr.
F worst draft out of any team, by far the worst. They could have drafted, if they were worried about Kirk, they could have drafted another quarterback later on. Like they would have gotten reached on Spencer Rattler later in late in the second, or Jordan
They could have
Travis
picked him in the third round, bro.
Yeah, they could have
They
done
would have been
something
fine.
like that. They could have done something like that. Like you have more needs, especially on defense. And this pissed Kirk Cousins off. There was a article that came out the day after, if not the night of, saying that Kirk Cousins' camp and himself was confused about the Michael Penix pick. If Kirk is healthy, he's not going to play at least 2 years.
Yeah.
In a division that you're probably the favorite to win right now, with the additions of Kirk and bringing in Darnell Mooney and a couple guys on defense. Like they're loaded if Kirk Cousins is healthy on offense.
Right. And where do you put that capital? Defensive line, because that's the need.
Absolutely. Grady Jarrett's not getting any younger. Who do you have at edge?
Right. They missed out on the Hassan Reddick sweepstakes, and they drafted Horo at 35.
Yeah, to me, that's a reach. There's guys that went later that are better than him. I mean, I think of when you get into the second round, like anything later than that, it's a little tough. But I mean, Rook shouldn't have gone here. It's just I didn't like anything that they did. Like even Casey Washington in like the 6th round, like there's better wide receivers on the board at that time. Like Jalen McMillan was still there, and Brendan Rice was there. You take a flyer on him in the 6th, like.
Yeah, the guy we got from Florida State was there, I think.
Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of directions they could have gone, and when we look at more classes, like you look and wonder what was the thought process here. We even saw a video of Raheem Morris explaining to Arthur Blank why he made the pick.
He's like, look, Raheem Morris is like, listen, hear me out. We have not met our DEI quota for this season. By drafting Michael Penix Jr., we will meet that and then some.
Yeah.
Okay? Get him with Kirk Cousins, some little DEI action. Yeah. We'll be good. Arthur Blank was not having any of that, bro. And none of us were either. I mean, if you haven't watched, go watch our live stream reaction to day 1 of the draft. We all thought they were going, edge, defensive line?
We all thought this was the first defensive player coming off the board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And no, Michael Penix Jr. And even to Roger Goodell, he knew it was going to be a surprise when he saw the card.
Yeah, absolutely. And to play devil's advocate for a minute, like, Kirk Cousins signed a 4-year deal. Only the first 2 years really matter, and even the second one isn't that big of a cap hit. It's only $25 million. It's a lot, but I mean, we've seen bigger as of late. So it's good insurance, I guess, and they're not expected to compete for a Super Bowl anytime soon. But at the same time, it's like you just gave this guy a bag, an old Kirk Cousins. Like, we didn't agree with that contract, and now you're making it. It's really hard to make sense of this pick other than it's really good insurance. If an old Kirk Cousins gets hurt, then why did you give him so many years and such high guaranteed money? Like,
I don't know. I really don't know what the Atlanta Falcons are thinking. I really don't.
Yeah, this is an awful class. C plus, like, what kind of grade is that? Bad. It's an F.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're being nice. I'm giving it a D minus. Just because, I mean, they reached for Rook and, but,
Yeah.
they drafted 2 edge guys. They drafted some line. They got some guys on the defense,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not good, bro.
No, it's not. There's
Michael
nothing.
Penix Jr.
No.
That was the dumbest. That's probably dumber than the Jalen Rager pick, bro. And that was stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid. Mm-hmm. I mean, we didn't know it was going to turn out the way it did, but we knew Justin Jefferson was better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things they could have done here. They could have gone tackle to replace Jake Matthews' old ass, like, kind of like a drafting stash, like we did with Olu. Like, they could have done something like that, gone on offense. I would have been fine with it. I mean, I still would have been like, you defense is there, but
right. But I mean, again, that's important too. And
Absolutely.
who knows? Whoever I don't really know about that Atlanta offensive line like that, but he could be a swing lineman playing multiple positions, and then once Jake Matthews' old ass out, he's taking his spot, kind of like Cam Jurgens with us last year.
Yeah, you could have even done something like that, but to take quarterback here, I mean, Rome Odunze, I would have been okay with here. Like,
oh my,
there was a lot that they could have done.
They could have done anything else, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and I think this pick is what made the other 2 quarterbacks after them go so early. It's because, like, oh shit, this is not what anyone expected. Michael Penix didn't even have a visit to the facility. They had a 20-minute conversation with them at the combine, and then they went and saw him play in, like, maybe the Senior Bowl or something like that. That's it. That's it. I mean, it's very similar to what they did with Bijan. Bijan didn't visit them either. But it's like,
still, it's out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I mean, for reference, we brought Quinyon Mitchell in 3 separate times.
Yep.
So when we picked him, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise. He had visited us. We were interested in him. Michael Penix Jr. had a 20-minute conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on in. Oh man, I don't know, bro. I'm in the Arthur Blank camp with. You're gonna have to explain this to me 100 times over. I'm still not gonna get it. So
yeah, I mean,
for me, it's a D-. They did some things on defense, nothing to really move the needle.
No, especially with some of how there was some corners that fell, linebackers that fell, safeties that fell. Like we're gonna see that later.
Oh yeah, yep.
There was a lot more they could have done.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they're probably up there for worst draft, if not the worst draft of the whole league.
Yeah, for me, it's the worst. Baltimore, on the other hand, I mean, a lot of the top teams in the league crushed the draft. The Ravens are one of them. Yep. Nate Wiggins, you get the 3rd best corner off the board. He was projected first-round picks. A lot of people were like, that's a little early. I didn't really see it that way. I mean, you need a corner. He's the best one available. You take him at 30. They're not in a position where they have overwhelming needs other than offensive line depth.
Yeah. And at that point, too, I mean, he's a 3rd-ranked corner in the draft. And Terrion Arnold and Quinyon Mitchell are off the board, so where else do you go?
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's fine.
That's a fine pick.
If it's a need. And I really like Roger Rosengarten too. After their offensive line got nuked this offseason.
Yeah.
Very solid pick.
Yeah, and for him to fall to the end of the 2nd is pretty good because people were talking like I look at a lot of these guys in tiers. He's in that 2nd tier of offensive linemen, at least tackles on the board. Most of them went really early, and to get him this far, it's a really solid pick. And the TJ Tampa pick, he could have gone in the 2nd round, and to get him where they got him was great. They needed wide receiver. They picked one up in the what would that be? 4th round. So
4th round, yeah. Devontae Walker. Yeah, we missed out on the Tampa Bay lore with TJ Tampa, but it's all good. I'm going to give Baltimore. I think I'm going to give them a B+ here.
Yeah. If I'm going a certain direction, I think I'm going to say. I think it's a B-, to be honest, because I like the Nate Wiggins pick, and DB was a need, but I don't think it was as big of a need as receiver. And you look at some of the guys that were there. I mean, Ricky Purcell went a pick later. Who else was there? Guys like
Xavier Worthy
were there. Did Lad McConkey go? Lad McConkey went in the second round. Like there was a lot of receivers, available. So I didn't feel like that was necessary. But again, it was a need. It just to me wasn't the number one need, and I always try to cover that if I got a first round pick. So for me, it's a B-, but I really love the TJ Tampa pick and the Rosengarten pick, and the Wiggins pick isn't bad.
Above and down to B. And check that. No, Xavier Worthy was not on the board because Kansas City traded up.
Yeah, I said the wrong word. Wrong name. The other wide receiver from Texas.
Adonai Mitchell. He was available. So like, there was a lot they could have done there at wide receiver, and I needed it. OBJ's gone. Like, so. But again, it's not a bad pick. It was a need. So right. Yep.
B- for me.
Yep. I give it a B.
Buffalo
Bills.
I like
listen to me, bro.
Yeah.
Do they not learn their lesson? They got Keon Coleman, good pick.
Yep.
Do they not learn their lesson, bro? They gave Kansas City Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. Fastest receiver in the draft.
You gave them Pat Mahomes, and now you give them Xavier Worthy to pair with Hollywood Brown.
Yep. And
you're ruining it for all of us, Buffalo. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, part of me thinks that they traded down, twice, I believe, in that back end of because they traded down with the Chiefs from 32, and then they swapped with the Panthers at 33, right?
Yep.
So they must have liked Keon Coleman more than the other guys if they moved back this much, or they needed to pick up more draft capital to build out that defense because they lost a lot of talent this year.
Right.
So again, I don't hate the decision. Trading with Kansas City probably wouldn't have been my first choice. But I mean, Keon Coleman at the top of the second, so it's a really good pick. I like Cole Bishop at the end of the second and Dwayne Carter. Like their top three picks, I really liked.
Yeah, and they fit needs.
Absolutely.
Positions that they've lost. Yeah, and they filled out the rest of their draft class pretty decently. I don't really know a whole lot about these guys, but they drafted needs.
Yeah, and I'm giving this a B- as well. I love the top three picks, but it really bothers me that there's not a safety on this board. When they lost both Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, two All-Pro level safeties, that bothers me that they didn't do it. Like they could have gone away from a second, Ray Davis may not even be their second option at running back, and there was safeties available at that point that they could have gone after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to certify your starting positions before you think about depth.
Right. Yeah. No, I give it a B- as well. Yeah. I mean, Buffalo's not really going to be much of anything this year.
No, they're not. I think they end up maybe third in the division this year.
Yeah, they could be last too, for all we know.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Josh Allen's too good to lose out to the Patriots.
Yep.
Moving on to the Panthers, I love their draft. They didn't do a whole lot. They got weapons all around. Bryce Young, Xavier Legette is a nice wide receiver. You get him at 32.
Yep.
And Jonathan Brooks was the best running back in the class, as far as I know.
One of them.
Worth of
one
grading.
of, if not the best. I know Dallas was interested in Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah,
that was a really good pick there.
Yeah,
and Trevin Wallace also pretty solid.
Miles Sanders was a disappointment. Chuba Hubbard is what he is, so you get another guy in that room. Trevin Wallace is a nice pick there in the third round. Jatavion Sanders is my favorite pick of their draft. He was my number 2 tight end. It was Brock, obviously, Jatavion, and then Cade Stover. I like Jatavion Sanders a lot, and to get him there in the 4th, that's a nice pick. They don't have a lot. Tommy Tremble, I think, is on their roster, and then they have Hayden Hurst still, who's all sorts of fucked up apparently from his whatever happened to him. But I loved what they did. They said, fuck all else. We're going to put as many weapons around Bryce Young as we can, and we're going to see what he can do. To me, this is a B+.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It fills like I said, it fills needs. You
Yep.
put weapons around Bryce Young. That's what you need to do.
Mhm.
And for once, Carolina did something pretty all right.
Yeah, they did pretty good. Xavier
Yeah.
gets a good return man too, so like he's a speedy guy.
Yep.
They're going to get a lot of use out of him. He's going to be like what they want LaVisca Chenault to be.
Right. Yeah.
So
him and Adam Thielen will be pretty all right, bro.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So solid. Give it a B plus for me.
Yep. I got it. I give it a B.
Chicago. I'm giving this an A. I'm not giving it an A plus because I think there's better classes. Like, I mean, you get the best. To me, Caleb Williams is like is number 2 in the draft class for me when you're looking at all positions.
Uh-huh.
So you get him at 1.
Really?
What?
Number 2, really?
Yeah, I think
after you were meat riding this dude for months.
I think Joe Alt is going to be a certified Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay.
I've watched so much film on Joe Alt. There's literally no weakness. The dude lives in a log cabin. He can't dress himself. His name is Joe, Hall of Fame offensive tackle. Like,
okay, so he's Lane Johnson.
He's Joe Thomas, dude. Like, he's gonna be a perennial All-Pro tackle.
Oh man.
So he's my number 1 player in the draft. But you get Caleb at 1, by far the best quarterback in the class. It's great. You get your quarterback of the future after moving on from Justin Fields. And then Rome Odunze dropping all the way to 9. Love that pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you look at that wide receiver group, it's among the best in the league.
It
Keenan
probably
Allen,
is the best
DJ
in the
Moore, Roma Dunes.
league. It probably is the best in the league.
It's up there with Philadelphia, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying because like you look at the 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's just
pretty good.
You get the number 3. He was rumored to be number 2 wide receiver. Could have possibly been the first one to go off the board. I don't know what that was about, but like he was
definitely number 2 though.
Yeah, he was at least top 3. He fell to 9 when he could have gone 6th. The Chargers, who we'll get to, taking Joe Alt at 5, fucked up some draft boards quite a bit. But but you get him at 9. Yeah, facts. You get Rome Odunze at 9. That's great. Torrey Taylor, you get him early as a punter, but he's the best punter in the class. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Austin Booker's a great pick in the 5th round. I love this class. They just didn't make a lot of picks, and it's not the best one in the class for me, so I put it at an A.
Yeah. I'm going to give it what it says on the screen. I'm going to give it an A-. At 9, I probably wouldn't have gone Roma Dunes, but it's still a good pick. I probably would have went defensive line or edge. They were also another team that I thought, all right, they got QB, and Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, good 2s. They don't really need a 3rd. Let's build on that defensive line. That would have been where the first defensive player would have been taken off. But hey, I was wrong.
Yep. Keep in mind though, they do have a lot of money wrapped up in the defense. When you look at not this past year, but the year before, that's free agency.
Yeah, I know, but they need more than what they have.
They do.
You know what I mean? Because now we're going to start thinking about the Bears in that conversation with the higher teams in the NFC. Like, when you look at the Eagles, the Niners, the Lions, maybe even the Packers this year, you need to have stout trench play.
Yeah.
And I felt like Chicago, they got guys, they got Montez Sweat.
Who's a dog.
Yeah, he absolute dog. You're going to need a little bit more than that. But, getting your quarterback, Caleb Williams, and getting him literally as many weapons as you possibly can is also a good strat too. Listen, the Chicago Bears are going to be in the playoff consideration this year.
Yeah.
No question about it. Because the NFC is wide open.
I will say, though, however, I think they could be on a 9-10 win team. I still think the Packers are better, and I still think Detroit's better.
You're probably right. But they're definitely going to be in the conversation, though.
Yeah, and it's not a disappointment if they miss the playoffs this year.
No, I don't think so either.
No,
if they're 500 or better, it's a successful season. And then, they reload next year and go for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're about 2 years away.
I'd say so, too.
Including this year.
Mm-hmm. Keenan Allen being old is a little tough to fit the timeline, but if Rome Odunze takes off by the time Keenan Allen declines. You have DJ Moore, who's still young. Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet's still a good tight end. You have your back. You have Caleb Williams on a rookie deal. There's a lot they can do.
Yep. And Justin Fields is looking around. Why the hell did you not do this when I was here, bro?
Yeah, right.
Now, you know what's funny? He's going to be returning kicks potentially at the new kickoff rules.
Yeah, I don't think they put the effort in the build around him because they knew he wasn't it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, I give this an A. I really love this class.
Yeah, I give it an A-. I like it. I just I would have went somewhere else at 9, but hey, I'm not Ryan Poles, bro.
Yeah,
still a good draft though. Really good draft.
Cincinnati, I think they did a lot of really good things here. I like the Jermaine Burton pick a lot. Chris Jenkins is a solid D tackle. You get him halfway through the second. Amarius Mims. At that point, after Fashanu, Fuaga, and Alt are gone, it's sort of a toss-up between Fatanu, Mims, Rosengarten, whoever you want. So that's not a bad pick there. McKinley Jackson knows. I like him. They've always liked their nose. I mean, DJ Reader.
Yep.
They get 2 tight ends and some defensive help in the back end. Like, I really like this class. I think it's an A-. There's no standout pick, but I don't think they made any bad ones either.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a B+. There's no guys that jump off the boards, but they're all quality guys that fill needs. I really like the Jermaine Burton pick, though.
Yeah.
If who knows what the deal with T. Higgins is? If he's not there, he could be a solid 2.
Not to mention Tyler Boyd's still a free agent. So.
Yep.
That's just insurance right there, and we know about them Bama wide receivers, so you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, hey, everybody did pretty good except for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. This is another one that I'm not very high on.
Yeah.
There's not much to
see.
Yeah, I think it's a D+ for me. I mean, you get a solid D tackle out of Michael Hall. It's good. You don't have a first because of that Watson trade, and that's still.
Hey, whoa!
He's pretty far removed. We might be able to introduce him back.
Are you sure? I don't know, bro. Listen, Malone's pretty far removed, and we still can't introduce him. So if we can't introduce him, we can't introduce number 4.
Yeah, but number 4. Innocent.
Don't try to justify what that brother did, bro.
Innocent till proven guilty. So what? The guy was making love. No, but the Jamari Thrash pick is really the only one I like. Louisville wide receiver that fell, and that's pretty much it. Like this is a D+ for me. They didn't really do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm giving this a C-.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the defensive line, the offensive line. Zach Zinter was a good pick, but I mean, other than that, really, I mean, they couldn't really do much, bro.
No, they couldn't. They didn't have a whole lot of capital, and they're not going to until number 4's until they stop giving away first-round picks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't like bad, really. There's just not much they could do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dallas. You said before the show that you were coming around on their class. Tell me why.
When you look at the guys that they brought in, particularly offensive line, and it fits a lot of needs, bro. Like Tyler Guyton, we're kind of shitting on Cole, and shout out Cole. We're kind of shitting on him, but when you look at the, Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, hey, pretty solid, bro. Pretty solid. And Maurice Lufau.
Yep.
He's quite the linebacker at 87. That was quite the pick for them.
Mm-hmm.
And again, fits a need for them. They lost Leighton Vander Esch, and they're kind of, trying to piecemeal it there. He'll be solid for them. I'm gonna give it a B+. I'm between B+ and A-.
Yeah.
But
for me, it's a B. maybe even I'm a B minus. I like what they did at tackle and guard. Cooper Beebe in the 3rd round, being the number 2 rated guard. That's a good pick. I would have liked them to get a better receiver earlier. Maybe at that 174 spot. They don't need DB.
Yeah.
They don't need DB. Ryan Florney, there was better guys available earlier that I thought they could have taken a chance on. Dallas never does well with their late picks.
No, they don't. They don't.
This is a typical Dallas draft. They attack needs, whether it's the best pick or not. So it's not a bad class. They just can't get the end of the class right. Like there's always something that really bothers me, and them not getting a wide receiver a little bit earlier. Like I'm looking at a screen over here that has like lists of needs for teams and stuff like that going into the draft. Wide receiver isn't listed here, but outside of CeeDee Lamb, who was really reliable for them last year? Michael Gallup's gone.
Brandon Cooks.
He was okay. He was fine. I mean, Dalton Schultz, I really liked for them last year. Not Dalton Schultz. Jake Ferguson, I really liked for them last year. But they need more. If they want Dak to, do something more, they need to give him more wide receiver weapons. Dak was playing his best.
Jalen Tolbert is not the answer.
No, you're throwing to Jalen Tolbert. Oh, not good. I mean, you look back at when they had Amari Cooper, and he was a hell of a lot better, a lot less mistakes. Even though we all agree Dak was damn good this year. He didn't really have the offensive help. So I think they could have done more there. But yeah, it's a B minus. It's not a bad class at all. I just wish they would have attacked receiver earlier because they need it. Yeah,
no, I agree. I'm a rock with the B plus.
Yep.
I really like the top half of that draft.
Yeah,
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. They can't pick for shit after round 4.
No, they can't. Denver, they get their quarterback of the future. They pair him with his wide receiver teammate, Troy Franklin. Yeah, Bo Nix. So
yeah.
Everything else is kind of Jonah Ellis is nice in the 3rd round.
I really like Audric Estime at 147. Yeah. That was a nice steal, but other than that, nothing really jumps off the screen for me.
No, I mean, you could say Bo Nix was taken way too high, but this is where we're headed. Quarterbacks are getting taken earlier and faster than ever. If they have any first-round buzz, you can bet they're going in the top 15 anymore. So, I mean, you get your guy that you wanted. Maybe they wanted McCarthy more. It's possible. But, I mean, I think he's going to play well under Sean Payton. Sean Payton, one offseason without adding any weapons to the mix, turned Russell Wilson into a terrible quarterback one year to an average to above average quarterback. So,
right.
I mean, I think Bo Nix is going to have some success there. I like pairing him with his teammate. That's always a cool story. And, you already have chemistry immediately. That pick tells me that they're looking to move Courtland Sutton too.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see though. I'm going to give it a C+.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a B, actually, because I really like the pairing of teammates, getting your quarterback that you need. The Jonah Ellis pick is nice. And like you said, Audric Estime, there's really not anything here. I'm not going to give them shit for taking those 2 guys in the 7th round. I think it's an all-around solid class. They did enough for me to give them a B.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I really don't care.
This is one of my favorite draft classes. I love this class. This is an A for me.
Yeah, I agree. This is also an A for me. Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw.
Yep.
And
getting Christian Mahogany was my number 2 guard, and they got him in the 7th round.
Wow.
I wanted us to take Christian Mahogany in the 4th round.
Yeah.
just for guard depth, because we don't really have any.
Yeah.
Mekhi Wingo in the 5th. I really like LSU D tackle. I like him a lot. Ennis Rakestraw is great. Terrion Arnold at 24. I mean, say who you think's going to be the best corner, depending on what you want. But there's a chance they got the best corner in the class at the very end of the 1st round, and he was the 2nd one taken. It's possible. So, you never know.
Yeah.
until we get into the season. Like they hit the nail on the head. They took 2 DBs. That was their biggest need.
Yeah.
Maybe you could say interior D line was, but they took one later on and they got a guard. So I love what they did.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do too, and I really like the Terry and Arnold pick.
Yep.
We were on the draft night. I was convinced it was either him or Quinyon Mitchell. So either way, I don't think he could have went wrong. But yeah, no, it's definitely a solid class for the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna be a good team.
Yeah, they are.
Really
That's an A. They're gonna probably be the 1 seed out in the NFC if it's not the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Green Bay.
This is an A plus. To me, this is the best draft class.
Yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree. When you can get Edrin Cooper and Javon Bullard, 2 guys that were high on my draft board.
Yeah.
Both in the second round, which about where they would have fallen, but still, I mean, absolute studs. Not really sure about the other guys down the line, but it fills needs. It definitely fills needs for them, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Jordan Morgan in the first round was a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, flawless day 2 and 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And like people were clowning the Jordan Morgan pick a little bit, but like when you really look at it, who was there? They need a tackle. Bakhtiari's gone. He's a plug and play left tackle. He's going to be a little bit raw, but I mean, they have a lot of talent on that line, so I'm not too worried about it. Yep. Again, Edrin Cooper, some people had him as the number 1 linebacker. Javon Bullard is, what was he, the number 1 safety?
Number 1, if not 2, I think.
Kalen Bullock and Cam Kitchens were up there too, but Javon Bullard, great. Marshawn Lloyd, getting him was awesome. They don't need him because they have 2 really good running backs, but yeah, I think they killed it. This is the best draft class for me, A+.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I really love the Edrin Cooper Bullard combination. I wanted them. I was on record. I wanted those 2.
Yep, I've heard it from you. And I also like the idea of bringing in the quarterback late in the draft. Never hurts. Get another guy in the room. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you can't really fuck up a 7th round pick and you just bring a quarterback in. So I like it. No.
Hey, they did good.
Yep. Another stellar draft class. This one's also an A+ for me.
Yep.
Not so much because they didn't have a 1st round pick, which is fine. Like if you don't have a pick, you don't have a pick. But what they did, especially on day 2 and early day 3, getting Kalen Bullock in the 3rd, awesome. Getting Cade Stover in the 4th, my number 3 tight end, awesome. I think they did great with those picks. Blake Fisher, tackle out of Notre Dame. He's really nice. He's in that late tier 2 tackles for me. Right after Rosengarten went. I think they killed it. And they didn't really need to do a whole lot here. Right. I would have liked them to maybe think about running back earlier. But
that's all right.
Yeah, I can't really think
I really like the Kamari Lasser pick too. That's a good pick there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm giving it an A. They're definitely one of the top draft classes.
Yeah, they had 2 of my top 3 talents at their position fall to them in the 3rd and 4th round. Kalen Bullock for me was 2. Cade Stover was 3. It reminds me a lot of what the Jets did 2 years ago when they got Brees later and they got Jermaine Johnson later. Like I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no,
this is an A+ for me. It's not quite the Packers, but I can't give it an A because I think those picks that they made late day 2, early day 3 were fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like it.
Mm-hmm. This is another really good one, in my opinion. I think the Colts did really well.
Yep.
To me, it's an A-. You get the first defensive player off the board, Latu Latu, at 15. It's a question between him, Dallas Turner. Who do you want? Maybe corner. They must really like Latu. If they took him at 15, they had the first defensive player. Adonai Mitchell falling to them in the late 2nd is awesome.
Yep.
And then Matt Gonclave's offensive tackle. They don't really need it because their line was one of the best in football this year. If he finds a starting role, it only gets better.
Yeah. No, I agree. This is a this is a B+ for me. Again, I mean, Latu is the consensus pick there at 15. Adonai Mitchell, that was a good slide for them.
Yeah.
Got good value there. Other than that, I mean, Phil's needs, DBs and day 2, day 3. Yeah.
Yeah, they did really good.
They did good.
Yep. A- for me because I love their top 3 picks. I don't think they could have done much better.
Yep.
Jacksonville, this one I'm gonna give it I think this is another A- class for me. I'm a huge Brian Thomas person. He was my wide receiver 4.
That was such a good pick for them. That was that was one of my favorites out of the first round.
I agree. I love taking him there. Mason Smith is one of the top D tackles in the class. You get Jerry Jones, Jordan Jefferson out of LSU, teammates with Mason Smith. That's another really good pick. And then they got the best kicker. They got the best kicker in the class. Like they did really, really good. I'm on record saying, maybe not on show, but off show, I've said this to you. Brian Thomas to me could be the number 2 corner. I mean, the number 2 wide receiver.
Yep.
At some point. So
yeah.
I really, really like this.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's definitely going to be. He's going to have a chance too, because other than Christian Kirk, who we got?
Ridley's gone. They cut Zay Jones.
Yeah.
So.
Cut Zay Jones. Gabe Davis is not going to be that guy. So
no.
He's going to have an opportunity to contribute day 1
and
contribute in a major way. And same thing with these defensive guys. I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm going to give it an A-.
Yeah, it's a really good class. I would have liked them to probably attack DB before D tackle, but that's it. They got both at some point. So,
yep,
really, really good class for me. Kansas City, this is another A+ for me. This is another A+. Xavier Worthy trading up only a couple picks. You barely give anything up. You get the fastest receiver in the class, a guy that can return kicks. This is their Tyreek Hill replacement. And it's going to show. If it's not a quarterback winning offensive rookie of the year, it might be him, because Rashee Rice is out the first probably 8 weeks. He's rumored to miss at least half the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw that report either late last night or early today.
Yeah,
but
he's going to have an opportunity to step up for sure.
And Hollywood Brown's only on a 1-year deal, so there's no big commitment to him. It's going to be get in where you fit in, and if Xavier Worthy plays his cards right, he could have 1,100 yards in his rookie year.
Yeah,
it's not out of the question. Like I said earlier, Jared Wiley is a guy that I really wanted. They fucked me twice with Jared Wiley and Jaden Hicks right before the Jets picked.
That's funny.
Yeah, we ended up taking a running back. Those were 2 guys that I really wanted. Jared Wiley was my number 4 tight end. Jaden Hicks was my number 4 safety.
Yeah.
And they got them way later than maybe not Jared Wiley. That was sort of his range, but Jaden Hicks was sitting at the top of the best available for like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And they just snuck in there, traded back, and got him. Yep. And then Hunter Norzad, center out of Penn State. He was the number 2 center despite going this late. Jackson Powers Johnson was number 1, obviously.
Yep.
But to get him at this point, learn behind Creed Humphrey, maybe you have to move him to like guard if you can't pay everybody. Like that's a nice pickup.
Yep.
And you get more depth later on at O-line. Like they didn't need a whole lot to get Jaden. Yeah, to get Jaden Hicks where they got him, especially after losing L'Jarius Sneed, like that is beautiful. This is an A+ without thought for me.
Yeah, it's an A for me.
I know you hate it. You hate it.
As an Eagles fan, I hate to see it be so good.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Because listen, we're coming for it. So for the Chiefs to not fuck off, it's pissing me off, bro.
Their draft to me, combined with what they did in free agency, like they are one. I'll say it now. They're 100% my favorite to 3-peat. They're 100% the favorite for me.
Yeah, they're making it hard for me not to pick them.
Yeah. Like, if Rashee Rice is healthy and Xavier Worthy's worth a damn, they have a top 5 wide receiver core again.
Man. Move on. Let's move on.
Let's keep her going. But A+. The Raiders, there's a couple picks I like here. It's honestly, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, dude?
I'm giving it a C+. I mean, I like the offensive line.
Yeah.
Picks, Jackson Powers Johnson in the mid-second round. That's pretty good considering, he was, projected to be a first rounder.
Yep.
You would have thought they would have picked the quarterback, but they didn't. But nothing really jumps off the board to me other than the top 2 guys and maybe Tommy Eichenberg in the 4th round.
Yeah.
5th round. But yeah.
Yeah, my issue with this class is that they didn't take a quarterback at all. Now,
that's what I'm saying.
Listen, they missed out on one in the first round. That's going to happen. And I like that they decided to go, you know what, let's just go best player available. You know what I mean? We've got options that they want to utilize out of quarterback already in the room. Gardner Minshew's there. Aiden O'Connell's still there. So, let's go get the best offensive player available right now if we can't get quarterback. So I don't hate it. It's just to not take one later on is
right.
It's criminal to me, especially when you don't have a future in Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. I like the Tommy Eichenberg pick later on in the 5th. I like that. Jackson Powers Johnson mid-second, farther than what we thought he was going to go. So it's a C+ for me. They needed if they would have taken a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round, this could have been up into the B's for me. But
right.
they didn't even bother. So I don't understand the direction when you don't have the quarterback of the future on your roster.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. Gardner Minshew's cool, but he's not the face of the franchise for years to come.
No, he's not.
And they were definitely in play for Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Yep.
LA Chargers, they had a surprisingly pretty good draft.
Yeah, this is an A for me.
There was a lot of discourse about Joe Alt at 5, but we said it on the live show. That was a really good pick.
Yep.
They need offensive line help. They've needed it to get the best in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely good. And you see that, 2nd round, Ladd McConkey, Brendan Rice, all the way down, who was projected to be a 3rd, 4th round pick. They got him in what was that, the 6th, 7th round?
Yeah, they took a flyer on Cornelius Johnson, which I really like.
Yeah,
in the 7th round, you don't need another receiver, but you're out of talent, so let's just bring in as many as possible. Let these guys compete and see what happens.
Right, and Junior Colson too. I really like that pick too.
Cam Hart, DB at 140. This is a nice class.
They got some steals, bro. I'm giving them an A.
Yeah, this is an A for me. Joe Alt's the best player in the class to me. I think they've got their certified franchise Hall of Fame tackle to put him on the blind side of Justin Herbert. It's going to be beautiful. And the people with the discourse on Joe Alt going at 5, to me, anytime after 3, it's a good pick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The top 3 needed a quarterback. If the Cardinals would have gone Joe Alt, I'd have been fine with it. So this is a great pickup. You get Ladd McConkey. He's a gadget guy. He can get open. Junior Colson in the 3rd. It's a really, really good class. So I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
An A.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Chargers, finally hitting on a draft class.
Yeah.
The Rams, this is another good class, dude.
Oh my God. Just look at the first 4 or 5 guys, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
This among the best.
Yeah, this isn't
in the
another
whole NFL.
This is another A+ for me.
Jared Verse at 19 was a good pick. Braden Fisk, Blake Corum. I really loved that pick right there. Him
Me too.
and your boy Kyron Williams are going to be filthy, bro.
Yep.
And then DB Cameron Kinchins
Yeah.
at 99.
The number two safety, mid third, early third.
Yeah.
Late third, actually. Bro. Yeah, it's great. Jared Verse is arguably the best D end in the class, best edge rusher. Dallas Turner, Jared Verse, whoever you want. Braden Fisk, they lose a Hall of Fame D tackle in Aaron Donald. They already have 2 rookies on that led this league in sacks for rookies last year, 1 and 2. What is it? Byron Young and who's the other one? Do you know? I forget his name. Byron Young, and there's another guy. You bring in Braden Fisk, Jared Verse. You've completely rebuilt your D-line in 2 off seasons. Excellent. Blake Corum, backup running back. Kyron Williams got a lot of run last year. So this is sort of to take the payload off of him a little bit. He got hurt. I like the pick. Cam Kitchens is the number 2 safety in the class for me. There's not a single miss on this board, dude. It's an A+.
Yeah, this is an A. Another A for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving out a lot of A+, but I do think there's a lot of really, really strong classes in this draft.
Yeah. I haven't given out an A+ because I don't give out A+, but if I had to give one out, this is probably the first one.
Is this the best draft in the class?
So for me so far, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I just like the Packers a little bit more.
Both of them are probably 1 and 2, but this one, you address the top 4 guys are needs. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect.
Yeah. Hot take: they're my favorite to win the division. And they were before the class. You get Cooper Kupp healthy for a full offseason again. Puka Nacua still there. Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford healthy coming out of the year. The defense is stacked. You lose Aaron Donald, which hurts, but they're stacked, dude. No one's talking about how good this team is going to be.
Especially if Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel get shipped out to Pittsburgh or something.
Yeah, this team is stacked, dude. I can't wait to watch Rams football.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm. Miami, this is a C-.
I don't care about Miami, bro. This is a C.
Yeah.
Chop Robinson, it's cool. It was BPA right there for them. But other than that, for me, nothing really jumps out off the board. They got some needs. Offensive line.
Yeah.
Linebacker, but...
Yeah, it's not a bad class. It's just, I think Chop's a little bit of a reach. Patrick Paul's cool. Jalen Wright's fine. I don't know why you take that running back there when you have 2 on the roster you love.
Yeah.
You pick up a couple receivers at the end because they don't have much depth at receiver, so I like that. But
yeah,
it's a C-. It's not a bad class. They went in with a plan and they probably executed it. So,
well, if that plan was good, remains to be seen. But it was a plan. Yeah, I'm with you.
Minnesota. This is another really good one. This one's a B for me.
Yeah, I agree.
You get the quarterback you've been wanting all off season. You moved up 1 spot to get him.
Yep. And Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
Fire pick.
Yeah, that's an awesome pick. You get the quarterback you want and arguably the best defensive player in the class. DB Kyrie Jackson in the 3rd is really, really good. Actually, that's the 4th. They got him in the 4th.
Yep.
The late guys, you never know.
Yeah.
But those top 3 are great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a B.
It remains to be seen what J.J. McCarthy is. But
right. It fits a need.
Yeah, it fits a need, and they got the guy they wanted. So
right.
I'm not going to penalize him if he turns out bad.
Yeah, they wanted
now.
Him.
So
yeah, they wanted him. So
yep.
That's fine. New England. Another. I'd say it's probably another B for me. Again,
I agree.
Same boat with Drake May. They got the guy they wanted. Jalen Polk, solid, and then some offensive line guys there.
Yep.
Who
would have thought 2024 the Patriots would go all offense except for 1 pick?
Yep. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's the Gerard Mayo effect, bro.
Yeah, you can tell the decision maker has left the building.
Yep.
Drake May, I don't know what he's going to be.
I don't know either, bro.
He's a big, strong kid, can move. He's a little bit like Caleb to where he tries to make the Superman play when you only need Clark Kent. That could be coached out. Jalen Polk, I like. I mean, a lot of the guys that you would want in that area already went, so I like it.
Right.
Getting another receiver in Javon Baker, I like that. And then I also really like getting Joe Milton, where they got him. I liked him for the Jets if we missed out on Jordan Travis. It's a little bit like the Mac Jones Bailey Zappi thing, a little bit. Like you get your top end guy and you get another guy underneath him to try to like rev the engine a little bit.
Yep.
And then Jaheim Bell, I actually really like. They got him in the 7th round. It's a tight end. Like they did really good. I think it's a B.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro.
Solid class.
Very solid.
Mm-hmm. New Orleans, I think this is a B+.
I agree.
Yeah.
Top 2, fill needs. Obviously, their offensive line has been putrid. And Kool-Aid McKinstry to be on that outside there with Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Marcus Williams.
Yep. Kool-Aid was rumored to go late first, and they got him like 10 picks into the 2nd round, so I like that a lot.
Yep.
Fuaga, I mean, say Fuaga, maybe he's your number 2 tackle, maybe he's your number 3, depending on how much you like Olu. That's a good pick. It's a need. He's flexible, as in what position he can play. I like getting Spencer Rattler later on. Just get a quarterback, get a guy that's like he's in the tier 2 class of quarterbacks with Jordan Travis and guys like that. Just pick one. You don't know what you have there.
Right.
Christian Boyd. Go ahead.
And he was supposed to be 2-3, and they got him at 4. So pretty good value there too.
Yeah, and then Christian Boyd, I think, was really good value. D tackle at Northern Iowa. I did a little bit of research on him. I like him a lot. It's a B+ for me. I think it's a really, really good class.
Yeah. Yeah, no, bro, it's solid. Definitely.
I'm not sure about a guy with the name Kool-Aid in his name, how good he's going to be. But then again, there is a guy named Sauce who's the best cornerback in football. So,
yeah. Yep.
The Giants. This is an A- for me. Yep. Malik Neighbors wasn't supposed to be there. He was supposed to go to the Chargers in every mock draft I've seen, so they get the number 2 wide receiver at pick 6.
Yeah.
Really good.
And hey, I mean, if you're not going to take quarterback there, why not surround
yeah.
Daniel Jones with guys? So
yeah, their guy they wanted was gone. They wanted Drake May. They weren't willing to really do anything else. So you go out and get best offensive player available. That's Malik Neighbors. Tyler Nubbin, I really like. Andrew Phillips. Theo Johnson out of Penn State. I really like that pick in the 4th round. Like their top 4 picks for me were solid, so I give them a B+, A-. A-. I give them an A-.
I'm gonna give them B+.
Mm-hmm. Good
Very
draft.
solid. A whole bunch of B+ all across the board, bro.
Yeah. I mean, none of it's gonna matter because they have Daniel Jones, but
right. But I mean, if you're gonna bank on them, build around them. So getting Malik Neighbors is a good first step.
I agree. Yeah, good class.
Yep. Jets.
Okay.
All right, bro. Let us know.
So, I'm going to grade it in 2 ways. For how I wanted the class to go, it's an A+. For the needs and what places we took players, actually, no, I'm going to say an A because there's one pick on here I really don't like. But to get an offensive tackle,
Stiggers.
Yeah, to get a tackle at 10 and move back 1 to gain capital later and get a tackle. That's what I originally wanted. I went back and forth all offseason if I wanted Brock Bowers. I was pissed in the moment because I think I like Fuaga more than Fashanu, to be honest. But I think for what we need, he's a swing tackle more than Fuaga is, and I think he's going to play that role for at least the first year, maybe 2. So I really like the pick. We moved back a spot to get him too. I was in the Brock Bowers camp for a little bit, but the more I looked at it, I mean, Tyler Conklin had a really good season last year. I mean, people were raving about Dalton Schultz all season, and Tyler Conklin had a better statistical season. So I really like that. We needed a weapon, so we go out, we trade. We're trying to trade up at pick 40, just to let you know. We're trying to pick up from 40 on to get Malachi Corley. He was our number 4 player, like wide receiver on our draft class. There's the top 3 guys that we all know, and then was Malachi Corley.
Yeah.
For us to trade up for him and to be super excited, it means I feel like we've got a plan for him.
Yeah, I was a fan of that move.
Yeah, from what I'm reading and everything, he's the best rack or yak guy in the class. From what I'm being told, he becomes our 3rd option. Alan Lazard to me gets bumped to the 4th option.
Right.
So, and to get him in the top of the 3rd when I thought we were gonna have to get him in the 2nd round pick in the 2nd, I love it. That's a really good pick. Braylon Allen, backup running back. We needed it desperately. Last year, we had nothing at backup running back. You look at what Dalvin Cook did. Awful. Izzy Abanikanda was kind of disappointing, but he had limited snaps. So the biggest thing we had was blocking out of the backfield outside of Breece Hall. Braylon Allen is the biggest running back in the class. He's also the youngest player in the class. So I read a stat, right? In this class, he was the running back that had the most 100-yard games in his college career, and he's also the youngest player in the class. So that's a pretty cool statistic. Yeah, he's 6'2", like 235 pounds. He's a bowling ball. He's going to be a nice thunder and lightning with Breece. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I like it.
Jordan Travis, he was the only quarterback on the board that I wanted. That I truly wanted. We got him in the 5th round. I wanted him in the 4th, so I'll take it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Y'all traded up with us to grab him. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm so happy we got him. I can see it, dude. Jordan Travis sitting next to Tyrod Taylor, who's been in every system. Tyrod Taylor literally pointing out shit that Aaron fucking Rodgers is doing in practice or on the field.
Yep.
This guy is going to be groomed like a child in Iran, dude.
Hold on. Time out, bro. What?
If we have Rodgers for 1 year, he gets to sit behind him for a whole year. If we have him for 2 years, even better. He's young. He's only 22, so we'll start at like 24. I love this pick because we have 2 veteran quarterbacks, one who's been all over the map and one who's had a Hall of Fame career. It's perfect to bring in a guy like this who's a project. He's got a lot of talent from what I've read. He's just raw as fuck. Pause. So
he just needs to be groomed.
Yeah, he just needs to be groomed, bro.
Pause.
He does. He needs to be groomed. Bro needs to be shackled. All right?
He's not a 13-year-old kid, bro.
I'm just saying, dude. But
this is a family show.
Yeah. To me, it's the perfect situation. I feel like if all goes right and Rodgers is there for 2 years and he's learning underneath him, we could see a Jordan Love type performance out of Jordan Travis.
The Jordan effect.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah. No,
I was
a fan of that pick.
Yeah. The pick that I have the biggest gripe with is easily Isaiah Davis. Why are we getting a running? We drafted one last year, Izzy Abanikanda. We drafted one earlier in this class. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he was BPA at the time, but I don't think so.
No. I mean, if you're going to go BPA, go to BPA at a position of need. Like,
right.
There was guys available at this point that we could have gotten. I mean, maybe you want to throw another wide receiver into the mix, or you want to go and get a later end tight end. Like,
yeah. Well,
there was guys available.
They didn't see it that way.
No. And maybe I haven't even read much on him yet, so I don't want to say that it's kind of a useless pick. Maybe he's a good return man or he's a beast on special teams, something like that. We'll see. But I don't really like taking another running back. Now we got to figure out what to do with 4 of them. So, not a fan. Quantez Stiggers, he's going to be a special teamer for us. He was like an all first team in his conference. I mean, no, I'm sorry. He's the one drafted out of the CFL. And he was a do-it-all type gadget guy incredible on special teams. That's why I think we drafted him. I like that a lot. And then Mr. Irrelevant, we get an Alabama DB. Hey now, an Alabama player at Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not going to hate on it. So overall, I really like our class. If I'm being realistic with myself, I wish we would have done more. Day 2, it's a B+.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm gonna give it a B+ too. Yep. Pretty solid class. I mean, you guys filled need, especially with Fashanu.
Yep.
And Malachi Corley, who listen, you were not happy with Fashanu in the stream, and like I said, I was trying to talk you off the ledge, we were trying to talk the Chargers fans off the ledge, and I was trying to talk Smitty off of the ledge in night 2, which we'll get into that when we talk about the Eagles. Solid pick, fills the need. Malachi Corley, great pick. And Braylon Allen, Jordan Travis, also great picks. But yeah, like you said, no reason why you should take a second running back when you have Breece Hall and the other guys that you already have. But other than that, I mean, solid class, bro.
I mean, maybe the argument is we don't really have that many needs because we have depth at a lot of positions other than offensive line. So maybe it's like, all right, let's buff our special teams and we grab the athletes in the later half. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. I mean, also with the with the new special teams rules, you're not going to need you still might need some speedsters, but it's going to be more like, there's not going to be a lot of space to move around. So you might be able to get an extra big guy. So I don't know.
Well, the reason I like the Quantez Stickers pick is because he's coming from that exact kickoff scenario.
I was talking about Isaiah Davis.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, bro, you guys had a solid draft.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't think we fucked up anywhere other than Isaiah Davis, unless it has something to do with special teams. Then it's fine.
Yep.
Because any position can be good at special teams if you're, the right athlete.
Right. Oh, wow.
All right,
look at this.
Take it away, bro. Let me hear it.
All right. Well, I'm going to give us an A-. It would be an A, but I feel like in some places we kind of reached a little bit. Quinyon Mitchell, arguably top corner in the draft. Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, whoever. I said it during the live when we got up to pick, and they were both on the board. I was like, Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, one of you are Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
And it was Quinyon Mitchell. I love the pick. Love the pick, bro. Doesn't matter that he's out of Toledo. He has great tangibles, intangibles. Film jumps off the board. He's fast. He's aggressive. His only gripe, you could say the competition, but he hasn't played a lot of press man.
Yeah. But
that'll come with time, I think. We don't really play a lot of man anyway, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean, bro. We have the best milkman duo in the NFL, bro. Let's go. Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship. It was a really good pick. We traded up there. I tried to talk Smitty off the deep edge because he wanted Edrin Cooper, and I'd also wanted Edrin Cooper, but I wouldn't have been mad if we took Cooper DeJean either.
Yeah.
Fits a need. And Howie Roseman talked about this secondary, kind of like how he talks about the offensive and defensive line.
Yep.
I think that was just because of how everything fell apart last year, and he does not want the secondary to look like that again. So you get a guy who can literally play all over the secondary. He's played outside corner. He's played slot. He's played safety. He's probably going to play safety to get time on the field. But this is a guy you can put anywhere.
Yep.
And you can mix match different looks, bro. I'm so excited to see this secondary. This probably means that Bradbury's going to be a June 1st cut, which I personally still feel like he has a little bit left in the tank, but if they don't see it that way, that's fine. We do have to get younger, so getting Mitchell and DeJean in here is gonna be great. Slaying Quinyon Mitchell, bro, and then Cooper in the slot in some packages where you want to have CJ and Reed, bro. Oh my god, dude, the secondary is just gonna be filthy, bro.
Yeah.
My only gripe really was Jalix Hunt at 94.
Yeah.
He's got some very good characteristics. He's got some tools, but small school Houston Christian guy, not a lot of competition. He sounds more like a project. This was a Vic Fangio pick.
Mm-hmm.
He really liked Jalix Hunt. I feel like he would have been there in the 120s and beyond.
Yeah.
But whatever. He'll fit that 3-4 mold. But I really liked as we got down into this down into the meaty day 2, day 3 part here. Will Shipley, phenomenal grab. Aeneas Smith could potentially be our slot receiver. At least he probably will make the team. He's another guy that can play multiple positions, potentially kick return. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He's home, baby. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is home. Thank God. Bro, I was so pissed. Listen, and it's crazy we got him in the 5th round because I wanted us to take him at 94 because he was projected to be a 3rd round guy. For him to fall to 5, and Howie Roseman just pissing me off, bro, from in day 2 and day 3, just the trade back after trade back after trade back. I'm like, he is on the board, bro. Just take him. But to get him at 155, absolutely phenomenal. The story, it just brings tears to your eyes just looking at the pictures of his pops, in the NFC Championship game when they won. He had him holding them in one arm and holding the trophy in the other. For him to suit up in the midnight green is going to be good. But he also fits a need, bro.
Yep.
He's going to contribute in some way. It's probably going to be special teams this year, but listen, if Devin White gets a bag somewhere else or Nakobe Dean doesn't pan out, he has a chance to, get some snaps.
Mm-hmm.
He can cover. He's a sideline to sideline guy. He'll be much needed in this linebacker room.
Yeah. And a big thumper speed guy in special teams if need be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't have Sean Bradley. He could be that, at least for this year. Trevor Keegan, I love Trevor Keegan. I don't know how he got down that far, but that's an absolute Stoutland University pickup. And Johnny Wilson, another pick. I loved it. We did good, bro. We did really good. I just thought the Jalix Hunt pick was a little bit of a reach at 94, considering Peyton Wilson was still on the board there. I would have liked us to go there. Obviously, I wanted Jeremiah Trotter Jr., but he fell to the 5th round, thank God. But I'm most excited to see these 2 DBs because they are going to be day 1 contributors.
Agreed.
No question about it. Quinyon Mitchell is going to be starting outside of Slay. And Cooper DeJean, he's going to fit in somewhere. Where, I don't know. It's probably going to be safety if I had to guess. But it's going to, you look at the secondary, bro. It just got real. Because think about it. You got Slay on one side, Quinyon Mitchell on the other side. The slot, it's going to be a battle between Isaiah Rodgers, Avonte Maddox, and who knows, Cooper DeJean could get in there. But then you look at the safety spot, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He could also play slot. Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown's going to be coming back from injury. So, we have guys now that can play multiple positions that are fast, athletic, rangy, sticky coverage guys. This is going to be a different defense, bro.
Yeah.
I still feel like we should have went defensive line somewhere in this draft.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like the depth is a little bit of a concern, to me at least.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this defense it's going to be, on the back end at least, it's going to be a lot better than it was last year.
Yeah, I agree. So I'll touch on a couple things. I give this what they gave it. I think it's an A-. I just think there's better classes. Simple as that. They couldn't do much better than this, but I just think there was classes that were better. And I know you mentioned like you still think James Bradbury has something left in the tank. I think the reason they would cut him, even if he did have something left, is because with Slay being so old, you need at least one of these guys getting full-time snaps because you don't want to go into a situation where you lose both of them in the same offseason and you need both these young guys to step in.
Right.
You don't want that situation. You want Quinion Mitchell on the field at all times and Cooper DeJean getting in where he fits in. So
right. Because you also have to think, too, Keely Ringo is in that mix, too. So, like, when Slay's gone, it's probably going to be Quinion Mitchell, Keely Ringo.
I think both these guys are better than Keely Ringo. I mean, Keely Ringo has the experience, yeah. But, I mean, like, if these guys get enough snaps, they're both going to be really, really good.
Right. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I liked the Will Shipley pickup. Wasn't necessarily the need.
Right. But BPA for sure.
Yeah. And I would have hated the Jalix Hunt pick if you didn't get Jeremiah Trotter later. But I mean, you look at it like this. I mean, you attacked the linebacker in free agency, and you immediately turn to cornerback as your number one priority. You bring in Devin White, and there was a lot of like motor issues in Tampa Bay with him. You're not going to have those problems in Philly because if you do, your ass is shipped out. So,
yeah, pretty much.
You're looking for another job. It's just how it is in Philly. There's certain teams that just don't tolerate that shit.
No, and he's on a prove it deal, so he doesn't have a choice, bro. If he does not have any motors here, he's not getting a bag.
No,
Simple
he's
as
not.
that.
So you bring in young guys later on in the class that you like because they're not necessarily the biggest need. Corner was, and I definitely think corner safety. I mean, secondary in general was your worst issue last year. I mean, you have the names at secondary over linebacker, but I definitely think it was the worst problem last year. It was clear as day. So
yeah,
I like the Anus Smith pickup.
Anus Smith.
Yeah, I like the Anus Smith pickup. Johnny Wilson, like you bring in guys, you don't have much depth at wide receiver, so you pick up two in this class. You hope one of them hits as like a third, fourth, fifth option. It's fine. I like it.
Even Johnny Wilson too. If wide receiver doesn't work out, he's sizey enough that he could probably convert to tight end.
Yeah. So there's a lot of options mixed into this class. It's just I just don't think it was the best one. Your third and fourth pick are the ones that really put me out of the A+ range. So it's a really, really good class. You attacked both the needs that you needed to. You got guard, you got receiver. Like you couldn't have done much better other than those two picks.
Yeah. So. Yeah, for me, the reason why I didn't have it as among the best is just Jalix Hunt.
Yeah.
I felt like just him in general was
there are teams that hit on 4 straight picks. So
right. And this is one of them.
Yeah. This is an A.
This is also this is an A. Steelers just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, there's every single name on this list I know. I've seen some film on all of them. Troy Fatanu is a nice pick. That is such a Steelers pick.
Yep.
Getting the big Samoan guy. Let's just go out, get the biggest Samoan available.
Yep.
Love it.
Zach Frazier. I really liked the Peyton Wilson pick.
I like the Roman Wilson pick. I wanted him for the Jets if we couldn't get Malachi Corley. I think he's a perfect fit with what we have. He's a bit of a – so we either needed a gadget guy or a slot. Roman Wilson is a slot. Malachi Corley is a gadget guy. So I wouldn't have gone wrong with either one, but I really liked him. He was in a bigger school than Malachi Corley. That's why I kind of favored him a little bit more. Yeah. But the Peyton Wilson pick at 98 is great. Mason McCormick is great. Ryan Watts that late out of Texas. Like this was an all-around really, really good class. The only one I'm scratching my head about a little bit is center in Zach Frazier. You could have gone for a guard that was available and converted him or something like that. Like But again, it's a solid pick. It's not a bad one. So this is an A
Right.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this class. The Steelers are going to be good next year.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
there's not many bad football teams right now. There's just not.
I know, bro.
There's
It's
four.
crazy.
There's 4 bad football teams.
Facts. Everybody's good.
Yeah, it's either 4 bad teams and everybody else is well above average.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, the margin of error is just so slim.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh, they also have a new returner.
Facts. Justin
New kick
Fields.
returner.
Bro, I swear to God, if I see that man end up in, oh my God. Bro's going to die on the football field.
He's not going to die on the football field. You're just going to make a big deal out of it, saying, yep, he's not a quarterback. Told y'all.
3 months ago, there were questions between him or Caleb Williams, and 3 months later, Caleb Williams is the number 1 overall pick to the Bears, and Justin Fields is returning kicks. I'm just saying, do I know something or do I know something? That's all I've got to think. Justin Fields is a bum. So,
Oh, man.
let's continue. I'm going to ride that horse until the horse is dead, and then I'm going to sit on the skeleton of it. All right?
Okay, you do that, bro.
All right. San Francisco, this is a C for me.
Yeah, this is a C.
They
They liked Ricky Pearsall here. I don't really like him.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. If he's the guy they wanted, cool. That's the only reason this isn't a D for me. Everywhere else, they just I don't get it. I don't get any of the picks. I just don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ricky Purcell's going to be a solid player.
Right. Yeah.
And
But
especially
other
in
than
that system.
I mean, Renardo Green, Malik Mustafa. I mean, they need defensive back depth.
And they got it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, when you're the Niners, though,
you don't need much.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they didn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, there's just what I mean. For such a good team, you think they would draft better.
Right.
I mean,
you look at the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're a team. You're like, they don't really need much of anything, and they go out and have an A+ draft.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The Eagles, 3 back-to-back years of A drafts. Like
Yeah.
the Jets could have the same thing if our guys pan out this year. I mean, you look at what we've done the last 2 years now. So
there's teams that have done better than this.
Yeah.
That are as good as the Niners.
Yeah, this is a C minus for me. It's just there's
maybe
nothing really
this is the start of the downfall. Hopefully, we get a trade here very soon for one of these receivers.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, I liked what Seattle did. They didn't do a whole lot. I like their top 2 picks. So this is a B minus for me. They didn't do anything fancy. They got the best D tackle on the board, and then I think they got arguably the best guard. So
yeah, I'm giving this a B. I agree. The top 2 picks are great. I even like Tyrese Knight. They're at 118. But again, they're a team that they don't have a lot of holes either, bro.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. I think there's a chance they're the best 4th place team in the league. I think Arizona could overtake them next year.
They could. They could, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, this is B minus for me. Not much to talk about. I like Christian Haynes. I wish the Jets would have gotten him. Byron Murphy's nice. So
right.
And Phil's needs. So Tampa. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this class, but I actually really like it. I think it's a B+. Ryan Jensen's gone, so they go out and they reach a little bit on a center in the first round. It's the number 1 position they need, in my opinion.
Yep.
So they go out and they get it. I like that. Chris Braswell is a nice pick late in the 2nd round.
Yep.
I like
it.
Yep. I like Jalen McMillan late in the 3rd. It's a really good pick.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving's a solid running back. Yeah. Bucky Irving's a solid running back. It was an all-around good draft class for a team that's not really great, but just doesn't have a lot of holes.
Right. Yeah, I give it a B.
Yeah, solid draft class, and nothing really to complain about.
Yep, pretty all right.
Tennessee, I have mixed feelings.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
I
one
like
of- one of
JC
the-
Latham.
One of my favorite picks in the entire draft is on this team, and that's Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
Yeah.
The reason I know so much about him is because for some dumb reason, I thought that because he had the same last name as my Brownlee on my team, I thought they were related. So I did research on him. Turns out they weren't. But I really like him out of Louisville. You take a flyer on Tavondre Sweat, the criminal. That's pretty good. I mean, if he turns out to clean up his shit, that's going to be a really, really good pick.
Yep.
JC Late, there was better tackles. To me, he was in the Amarius Mims, Tyler Guyton area.
Right. I mean, Titans are gonna tighten. So.
I mean, they expected Joe Alt to fall to them.
Right.
So they probably didn't do much.
Probably
outside
not.
of him.
They probably. I mean, it's also he's an Alabama guy, so
Yeah.
they're like Alabama. Boom. Let's draft them.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a bad pick. I just think
Right.
I mean, Olu would have been a better pick here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I give it a B.
Yeah, this is a B minus. Could be a B plus if Tavondre Sweat turns into anything. Cedric Gray's not a bad linebacker. It's a solid pick.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of those linebackers that went in the third, fourth rounds were so solid.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of I feel like the linebacker position in the NFL is kind of dead right now.
I don't know why, bro. You need them.
Yeah. You can need them,
bro. Howie, we need him.
Yeah, facts.
He got him, but
yeah. So not a bad class. Just I just there was some things I just had questions.
yeah.
About. And I love Jarvis Brownlee, so I give him a little bit of a boost. B minus.
Right.
Washington. This is a B plus for me. A lot of people have this as one of the best classes. I don't. I mean, Jaden Daniels to me is the number 2 quarterback. They got him at 2. Good. Great pick. Jazan Newton, fine. I guess Ben Sinnott is a nice tight end. They get at 53. The thing that really elevates this class for me is Luke McCaffrey at 100.
Right.
He could have gone a lot earlier than this. I mean, a lot of wide receivers could have, so they went and got him at 100. Wide receiver is not a huge need, which is Han Dotson and Terry McLaurin. But you take a flyer on a McCaffrey. I mean, the last McCaffrey wide receiver was a borderline Hall of Famer. So,
yeah.
And his brother's currently in the league and is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, his
so
brother's on that way too. So
if he's got them
I'm
genes,
I'm with you. It's a B plus for me.
Yep.
They did some good things. Washington had one of the best off seasons in the NFL.
Agreed.
They really did.
Yep. I do feel like they were just throwing money out a little bit.
Yeah, but
like people are comparing this to the Bears offseason last year, and I just don't think it was as good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see when the good thing is that we'll see when the season rolls around. But I do think that they're a lot better than what they were last year. That's for sure.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I like Jaden Daniels. I figured he was going there. Jazan Newton, he fills a need. Ben Sinnott fills a need. I wanted us to draft Ben Sinnott.
Yep.
And yeah, Luke McCaffrey is a steal. Jordan McGee also, he'll be good special teams depth linebacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty all right.
Yeah, solid. B plus. And that's it. I'm looking for more teams.
There is no more teams.
Yep, bro.
Where's the Guangdong Tigers?
Expansion hasn't happened yet. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of really good classes in here. There was really only one team that did putrid, and that was the Falcons.
Yeah.
Very clear loser of the draft. There was like 5 killer drafts.
Right.
I think this class didn't have a lot of top end talent like we've seen. It had a lot of depth in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of great value in those mid to later picks. And you love to see that as a general manager.
For sure.
I'm just glad that we got Jeremiah Trotter, bro. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
I've been speaking it into existence, and here we are.
Isn't it funny how like we both like in the 4th round had some random player that we both really liked and prayed that our teams would pick. Out of the 500 guys eligible to be drafted, we got 2 guys we really wanted in like the middle of the draft.
Yeah, bro. Especially after Howie Roseman kept trading back up, like
we did that too.
I'm
like, bro.
I know, and I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I was at my girls' school. We were studying, doing final stuff, and we had a classroom rented out. We booked out a classroom, and I put the live draft tracker on like the big projector. So, while we're doing homework and stuff, I could look and see, who's got what pick, what the board looks like. And we'd get to the Eagles pick and we trade out.
Yep.
All right, whatever. All right. We're fine. We're taking Trot here. Get to the pick. All right, let's just take him, bro. He's on the board. He fell to us. Trade back. Bro, what the fuck? Why are we trading back, bro? Again, like another 3 times. I'm like, bro, I swear to God, if somebody takes Trot, I'm going to be so heated, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, he fell enough that we were like, all right, let's take him. But yeah, no.
It worked out in the end because you also build up your late round picks for next year. So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Howie said that on the Pat McAfee show earlier today. He had like a 30-minute interview. I don't know if you watched it.
I was watching it before the pod.
Yeah, I watched it, but when I got home, and that was smart to go out because it's true. You have a lot of aging talent on the roster still, so getting as many picks as possible, plus the money you're giving out to certain guys, like you're gonna need it at some point. I mean, your cap hits are low. You have a lot of big contracts, but at some point, rubber meets the road, and you can't have so many max guys. Like it's just at some point, it's not going to be possible. So you need to have picks.
Yeah.
Especially
Listen,
for
bro,
depth
rubber is never meeting the road with that man, Howie Roseman. We didn't even talk about the breaking news before the draft.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, mega extension through 2029, bro.
Yeah, bro.
How does Howie keep getting away with it, bro?
You have like $90 million wrapped up in 2 people, and the total in 3 people, and the total cap hits like fucking 40.
Yeah, our entire offensive cap hit is the equivalent of like Dak Prescott's cap hit for this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crazy, absolutely crazy, bro. But it's that guaranteed money, bro. Jeffrey Lurie's willing to pay out, and that's cool because it helps, keep everybody around and build the team. But thank God, bro.
Yeah, speaking of
AJ Brown is retiring a Philadelphia Eagle. It is happening, bro. They tried to run that man out of town. He said, "Fuck you. I'm staying here forever." I cannot be happier.
Speaking of like cap hits and shit, and like we're gonna transition into basketball, and this is how I'm gonna do it before we get to like playoff talk. Did you see that NBC's trying to like outbid TNT for the rights to games and trying to like get TNT out?
Really?
Yeah, NBC put up. I think it was like, I think it was 12-figure deal. Like $100 billion or some shit to like X out Turner, bro. If that deal goes through,
oh my God,
dude, motherfuckers are going to be getting paid 9 figures a year in the NBA. That's going to more than double what their revenue is from TV. And you think about some of the contracts coming up. So Shea next offseason is probably going to sign the first $350 million deal. And then the year after that, what's his face? Wemby is probably going to get the first $400 million deal. You double that, you're looking at $800 million.
You're looking at $1 billion basketball players, bro. What is that? How?
Bro, in 10 years, we are going to see $1 billion contracts. We're super damn close in soccer already.
How How, bro? How are we? How is this possible, bro?
I don't know, but these motherfuckers.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
Is my question.
The money keeps going up. I
I was
mean,
playing Madden today, like Madden 2001. I'm signing guys for 400, 500K, right? How do we get to this point where we're signing dudes for a bill, bro, with a B?
facts.
It's just crazy, but it just goes to show you how much the game's grown.
Yeah, part of me wishes I could be like an average 3-point shooter because I could make like $2 million a year.
Part of me wishes that I was an average 3-point shooter back in high school, so a little bit of me wishes I
wish I worked on my jumper a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or got my batting average up or something. Get into AAA and just rake in $400,000 a year for like 10 years.
Yeah. Or just get on the jugs machine.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. But it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame is what it is.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. NBC trying to because what happens to inside the NBA? Do they just go? Are they just going to go to NBC or
they might be bought out by too by NBC or Prime?
Yeah, it should. We can't lose the big four, bro.
No, we're not. No, they generate too much viewership alone for that to not be a thing. That would be like ESPN losing Pat McAfee right now.
Yeah.
Or First Take. Like that would be a problem.
Yeah, that'd be a big problem.
Yeah, dude. So let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. The playoffs have been a movie. Let me just say that. Every series has been good other than the Nuggets Lakers. We've had dare I say close sweep. Like there's been some good basketball being played all around. Just as we're recording, New York is up 3 points on Philly. This could be a go home game for Philly.
Oh.
The Pacers just sent the Bucks home.
Wow.
Yep. So they won the series 4-2. Dame at 28 points. He didn't shoot particularly well, but he's still hurt. Giannis never got to play. But I want to talk specifically about Anthony Edwards. We had a conversation a few months ago about who might be the new face of the NBA. And we said Anthony Edwards is a possibility, and it probably has to be an American player. Nothing against the international guys. I just don't think they want to take on that workload of the politics of the, the leader, like that overall leadership. I just don't think they want to. And I didn't feel like there was a guy that could take that load on. Anthony Edwards is becoming that before our very eyes.
Yeah. And it's funny because when we had said conversation, I said in no shape or fashion could it be Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
But here we sit. He's taken the NBA world by the balls and turning into a face of the league. It all goes back to, his demeanor. It seems like it's changed a little bit in these playoffs. We had this conversation around the All-Star break, and, he was just kind of like going through the motions, didn't really give a shit. And we're like, well, to be a face of the shield, the logo, you got to give a shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's changed. Maybe that's just who Ant is.
Yeah.
But his Linsanity run, so to speak, up to this point has been phenomenal. I mean, you look at the way he took over that Suns Wolves series, how he was jawing at KD, just the absolute best player on the court, and it wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't close.
It's crazy.
Better than KD, better than Devin Booker, who are both arguable top 10 players in the league. They weren't sniffing.
They're all going to be playing on Team USA this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anthony Edwards was talking his shit. Kevin Durant is his idol. And he was saying to that motherfucker, I'm better than you. You're a top 15 player of all time, and I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And he went out. He averaged 31 points, eight rebounds, 6.5 assists.
Crazy.
Listen to these shooting numbers, bro. 51.2% field goal. Phenomenal for a guard. 43.8% from three. That motherfucker's making threes now.
That's good.
He can do anything at the rim. He's got a mid-range, and now he's hitting 43% of his threes, 84% from the line. Like, he's been, I think, the best player in the playoffs. Now, you can argue Jalen Brunson, you can argue Jokic, but the it factor with Anthony Edwards has just been through the roof.
It's hard to deny it, bro.
No, and
it's hard to deny it.
No, and I'm telling you right now, if Jamal Murray isn't 100% healthy, I'm taking the Timberwolves to beat them next round.
Yeah.
Because I believe that's who they have next. Am I right?
I think so.
If I go through schedule, let me just scroll down. Yes, Minnesota, Denver. I might take Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's just been so good. Cat's been steady. Rudy Gobert has actually been giving quality minutes. Like, it's been a running joke in his career that he's been useless in the playoffs because they just pull him off the basket.
Right.
But he's been great.
Yep.
Naz Reid's been like, their team is so good, and Anthony Edwards is the number one reason why.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he can make a deep run in the playoffs, you're going to have to start looking at him as, one of these guys. We look at like Jason Tatum as a face of the league. Obviously LeBron, AD, Jokic, Giannis, even though, the European foreigner guys, they don't really want that type of role. But for the NBA per se, you look at them and like, all right, those are the guys.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, barring anything crazy in the second round, if he pulls it off, gets him to the conference finals, gets him to the finals, he's going to be in that conversation.
Yeah, like if they beat Denver, I don't see anybody stopping them. Because it's not going to be OKC. OKC's not good enough to beat them, I don't think. I think they're still too young. Yeah. This is Anthony Edwards' third playoff run. Like, he's got experience.
Yep.
So
if they face Boston in the finals, what a matchup that's going to be.
Yeah, and Kristaps is hurt. JT hasn't been playing that well in the playoffs. Like, it's been Derek White show.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown's just MIA.
Yeah, it's been the Derek White show. So, yeah, it's been incredible to watch because we've had this conversation a few months ago about can Anthony Edwards do it? And he's like, I feel like because his game's progressed and we've seen him on the playoff stage, I feel like he's matured. Like before it was just cocky dickhead stuff. Now he's backing it up by being the best player in the postseason. Right. Yeah, I love to see it, dude. I can't wait to watch Denver Timberwolves.
Yeah, bro, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to get off topic, but Sixers up 2, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Say it ain't so, bro. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I don't understand how this team is potentially pushing the Knicks to 7.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense, bro. We've watched the Sixers all year, and Embiid and Maxey have been phenomenal.
Agreed.
But you look at them compared to some of these other teams in the East, like New York, perfect example. They have so much more depth than the Sixers. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me a 56-year-old Nicholas Batum is your answer?
Yeah.
Tobias Harris, who's building hospitals with the amount of bricks that he puts up.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it done against, a bench of Miles McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, yada, yada, yada. Yet here we are, bro, potentially going back to the Garden at Game 7.
Yep. Yeah, dude.
Huge shout out to Nick Nurse, bro. He's got these guys playing good. I will say, a guy that you don't really think of as a third option, but has really been solid as the third option is Kelly Oubre.
Yeah,
He's
Kelly
been
Oubre's been
so phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Among one of the prettiest brothers in the NBA, he's playing so solid for his role. Absolutely solid.
Yeah, my girl's not allowed to watch Sixers games.
we went and watched the Sixers game. Kelly Oubre put up 20. He was leading scorer, bro.
He was putting on a show for you, girl.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. I was like, yeah, we say he's the prettiest brother in the NBA. That's why, that guy right there.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. We need to head home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a mystery. And like you said, Embiid's on literally one leg, playing with the Bell's palsy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a dead horse somehow within seconds of winning the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. If they manage to make it out of this round, I don't think they go any farther the next round.
I don't either.
This
is just our Super Bowl at this point.
Yeah, they don't have enough. I think they need a wing, like a defensive guy can shoot it. Like
I agree.
If you can get Paul George on the low.
Oh yeah, that phenomenal. Zach LaVine even.
Yeah, I think you need more defensive help than Zach LaVine.
But even him, he would be a big upgrade over what we have.
I agree. Yep.
That's my standards, bro. That's my standards.
Moving over to the other side of the series, though, the Knicks, dude, they are just, I don't know how they're this good, missing their second best player. But I mean, they've been Jalen Brunson. I'll read you the numbers: 34.5 a night, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds. His shooting splits are kind of low, but he's taking a lot of shots. He's averaging 30 shots a night.
Yeah,
he's averaging 30 shots, 42%, 29 from the three. Like, it's not great, but I mean, he's putting the team on
a lot of volume. Yeah,
a lot of volume. So
it really doesn't matter about the percentages, because when you get down to the fourth quarter, when it's 1-2 possession game, he shows up.
Yeah,
that's what we've seen in this series.
He's been that mother effer in this playoffs too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In this series, in this playoffs, once it gets to that point.
Yep.
And that's what the great players do. Like Allen Iverson, Kobe, LeBron. They might not have the greatest shooting night, but once you get down to the 2 minutes or less, and it's a possession or two, they're gonna show up. And Jalen Brunson has done that. We've had no answer for him. But yeah, bro, we'll celebrate it like a Super Bowl, because the Knicks fans have been obnoxious.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that Josh Hart's getting love, because I've been saying for years now that Josh Hart is the greatest rebounding wing of all time. Bro is averaging 12 rebounds a game. 12. That's more than Embiid.
That doesn't happen, bro.
That doesn't happen. How tall is Bro? Bro's 6'4".
6'4".
He's 6'4", averaging 12 rebounds a game. Averaged 7 last year in the playoffs. Regular season, he averaged 8.5 at a wing. That is gross.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, Bro is a shooting guard body, playing wing, getting center rebounds.
Yeah.
He's been awesome. Not shooting well. Deuce has been solid here and there. Isaiah Hartenstein's been nice at the rim. Like, they just have so much depth, and they have a max slot open.
I know,
because they're going to move up to
OG Anunoby as well. It makes no sense why the Sixers are leading at this juncture.
Yeah, like, I can see the Knicks in the conference finals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know, bro. It's more than what I expected. I thought they would get swept or gentlemen swept. Yep. And move on. But hey, we'll take 6. We'll take 7. We'll take a series win.
Mm-hmm.
I got in a spout with the Giants fan over Saquon Barkley, and they were trying to, say, listen, go to bed. I'm trying to watch the Knicks end the Sixers season. I was like, nobody gives a shit about that Daryl Morey dumpster fire over here, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
It's more sad that they're pushing y'all to 6 and 7 than them beating us.
Yep. So we never really made predictions for the playoffs. So I'm curious to think with the teams still alive and the teams that are advanced, who do you think our finals matchup is before we get out of here?
I'm not really sure. Could you pull up a bracket really quick?
I
What we
can.
look
I
like?
have one right on my other screen.
Oh, cool.
Boom.
I need to visualize what we. All right. Here we are. Here we go. The fact that the Sixers are up 3 right now is just so stupid, bro.
Yeah. This is what we have. If the Sixers win this series, they're getting destroyed by Boston.
Yeah.
Quick fashion.
Indiana, but yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just going to get slaughtered by Boston.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, it's hard to predict because, like, all these teams you could make a case for. Like if the Knicks get it done,
Yeah.
Knicks Pacers is going to be a great series. But if the Sixers win, then that brings Cavs Magic to the Pacers, to which Cleveland could beat Indiana and vice versa.
Yep.
Imagine Donovan Mitchell upsetting Boston, bro.
Yeah.
Taking Cleveland to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tyrese Halliburton at the same time. I don't know, bro. And then you even look in the West, I feel like it's a little bit more clarified. Granted, Kyrie Irving has had a tremendous series against the Clippers. So that remains to be seen. I think if the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets and they get past the Thunder, I think they have a shot.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can't be moved off of my prediction of Nuggets Celtics. Honestly, okay. I mean, Boston has had, they have injury troubles right now, and some of their guys haven't played the best, but it's hard to bet against Boston. And same thing with the Nuggets too. I mean, they're just so good, and there's a reason why, they defending their crown. But it's so unpredictable. I'm just going to take the safe route. I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. But I could totally see, I could see the Timberwolves making a finals run. I could see the Pacers and the Knicks making a finals run out of the East. And even the Mavs, bro. Even the Mavs out of the West, if everything goes to plan.
Yeah, so you and I, based off what you said at the beginning, you and I are completely opposite. I think the easier one to predict is the East, and I think any one of those 4 teams, if the Mavs advance, can make the finals. And I wouldn't bat an eye. I truly believe that. I think Timberwolves Nuggets is going to go 7 games. I think Thunder Mavericks are going to go 7 games. I think the Celtics are going to just walk their way to the finals if Kristaps is back for next round.
Yeah, that's my more sure pick.
Yeah,
but if Kristaps isn't back and JT and everybody isn't really on par, it leaves the door open for the Knicks or the Pacers to maybe do something. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think either way, the Celtics are getting past because I think the Knicks are going to win this series. So that would end up being Cavs Magic going to Celtics. I don't care what team they play; they're sweeping them, in my opinion. If not, it's a gentleman's sweep.
Yep.
And I think the Celtics probably take care of business with the Knicks in 6 and the Pacers in 5. But dude, out west, with the way Ant's playing, how good the Thunder have been to have this break after beating the Pelicans, Luka and Kyrie have been awesome, and Luka and Kyrie have been phenomenal offensively and garbage on defense, and everybody else has been garbage on offense and great on defense. So it's been kind of working, and they've been really good. They're beating Paul George and James Harden handedly. I know the series is 3-2, but they found something. When I watched this game the other night, the game 5 of Clippers Mavericks, I noticed that the Mavericks started going under screens on James Harden now. because James Harden's been getting to the hole a lot.
Yep.
They've been having him shoot early, and just last night he shot like 2 of 14, and it worked. Like,
Yep.
So I think that series is done too. But like, dude, I could see the Timberwolves winning in 7, the Nuggets winning in 7. I could see either Mavericks, Thunder. I could see the Clippers, if Kawhi's back, arguing with the Thunder a little bit. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But if I'm being real, it's either going to be the Timberwolves because Anthony Edwards is playing so well, and asking Jokic to be him going up against those twin towers there and a struggling, like a hurt Jamal Murray. I don't know if they can do it. But then again, I also don't know if the Nuggets were just playing with their food against the Lakers.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they were just playing with their food and they're really going to like get into another gear this series, I could see them easily beating the Timberwolves. I just don't know. Because like once you beat a team 8 times in a row, it's kind of hard to lose.
Right.
So they started slow in each of those games that they played the Lakers.
Right.
I think right now I'm comfortable saying Timberwolves Celtics.
That'd be a hell of a final series.
Yeah, dude. Anthony Edwards in the fucking finals. Talking shit to Jason Tatum's quiet ass.
I'm here, bro.
As
Jason Tatum's like, woo, I love Kobe. And Ant Edwards is, I am Kobe, bro.
Kobe, he said you just start texting my phone.
Facts.
Yeah, dude. Like, and if it's Timberwolves Celtics, I think that Celtics probably win the finals because Drew Holiday is going to have the matchup on Anthony Edwards the entire time, and Anthony Edwards is going to take a step back.
Yeah, and Jaden McDaniels is not going to have a good day on JT.
No, I mean I could see Kristaps having a hell of a series.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, not Kristaps. I could see
That's
Cat.
kind of a mismatch.
Yeah, I could also see Cat having an all-time series though, because I mean, there's very little rim protection outside of fucking Porzingis, and they'll probably try to play the matchup of putting Rudy on Kristaps, so that way that opens up Cat to play against like JT or whoever, because they're a rather small starting lineup. So
right,
yeah, dude, there's literally 7 teams that could make the finals right now.
Yep, I agree.
Yep,
it's so hard to predict. I mean, the Celtics are probably the easiest one out of these.
Yeah,
but bro, the West is just take your pick.
Yeah, it's so fun,
and that's the fun part about it.
Yep.
That's
Fun fact. This is the first time in 20 years that Steph, LeBron, or KD were not in the second round.
Wow.
New era,
bro. Yeah.
Unless they fuck around and LeBron opts out and signs with the Warriors because they draft Bronny. Just a thought.
Or he signs with the Sixers because they'll draft Bronny too.
Just a thought.
Hear me out. We were supposed to have him in 2018.
Walk with me. Walk with me.
Hey, let me land the plane, bro. Let me land.
I go up into the office. I just close the laptop. Let me land this puppy. Oh man. But you got anything else?
Not really off the top of my head. I mean, it's just been, crazy week for sports.
Shout out to the Phillies, bro.
Yeah, bro.
First team to 20 wins.
Facts.
The greatest, the most wins in a single month for the Phillies in franchise history.
Red October.
Starts
the trilogy.
now.
The trilogy.
Yeah, bro. Hey, everything always comes full circle when we're talking trilogy. So, World Series? I think so.
Hey, hear me out. Last time the Phillies made the World Series, hear me out.
Walk with me.
Let me land, bro. Last time the Phillies made the World Series, you know where the Eagles went after that.
Yeah. Let me take over the leash, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, this has been the Day One Podcast. We appreciate y'all listening, whether you tuned in live or you're watching later on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane, you can get the Day One podcast content anywhere. Go down to your local Walmart, all right? Get on the track phone plan, whatever you got to do. That's what I'm rocking, $70 phone.
Still catch the content. Don't
Still
matter.
catch the content. I be watching film on the phone. See? Flat screen. We're good.
Locked in.
I'm locked in. So there's no excuse.
If it lives, breathes, has a cellular service, you can catch the Day One podcast content.
Facts. So again, we appreciate you listening. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See you later.
Peace.